Princess Leonor of Spain, the heir to the throne and future queen, has once again stepped into the spotlight, but this time, not just with grace or formality, but with a raw, unscripted confession that left the nation, and especially her younger sister, Infanta Sophia, absolutely stunned. At a recent public engagement attended by members of the royal family and hundreds of Spaniards, the poised young princess revealed something so unexpected, so deeply personal, that it immediately became the subject of headlines, whispers, and wide-eyed amazement. What could a future queen possibly confess in front of cameras, officials, and most crucially, her own family, that would send such a shockwave through Spain's royal circle? This revelation didn't come from a palace interview, a rehearsed documentary, or a diplomatic speech. It came from a moment of pure honesty during an official royal function. The setting was serene, elegant, exactly what one would expect of a Casa real appearance, but Princess Leonor brought a sudden rush of emotion to the atmosphere. Attending beside her was Infanta Sophia, the ever-supportive younger sister who often shines in her own calm way, but who was clearly not expecting what she heard from Leonor that day. As she approached the microphone, dressed in a modest yet regal ensemble that highlighted her growing maturity and readiness for her royal role, Leonor exuded the kind of confidence Spain has come to admire. And then, she paused. It was not just a break for effect, it was the kind of pause that precedes something genuine, perhaps even vulnerable. Cameras zoomed in, spectators leaned closer. Queen Letizia, seated among the dignitaries, raised her eyes in subtle anticipation, while King Felipe VI watched with a father's cautious pride. What came next would shake even his composed demeanor. Princess Leonor took a breath and confessed to the gathered crowd, and by extension, the entire nation, that she had, for years, battled with silent self-doubt. There were moments, she began, her voice steady but visibly emotional, when I wondered whether I was truly prepared to carry the weight of what's expected of me. Not just the title, but the responsibility, the eyes watching, the pressure to never falter. The audience froze. This was not something a future monarch typically admits. And yet, it was the kind of moment that etched her into the hearts of her people. Beside her, Infanta Sophia's eyes widened, her reaction saying more than words ever could. It was clear she had not been warned of what her sister was about to say, and perhaps she herself never knew the full extent of Leonor's emotional journey. Leonor continued, not with rehearsed royal prose, but with the authenticity of a young woman stepping into an immense legacy. She confessed that despite the rigorous training at UWC Atlantic College, her military academy days, and the countless hours of royal protocol drilled into her, she sometimes felt isolated, surrounded by expectations, yet alone in carrying them. Her voice never broke, but it trembled with courage. It was as if the veil of monarchy had momentarily been lifted, allowing Spain to see the real girl behind the crown. The confession didn't stop at self-doubt. In a moment that solidified her bond with her sister and melted hearts across the country, Princess Leonor turned toward Infanta Sophia and said, "There were many nights where your words helped me sleep. You reminded me I wasn't alone." The sincerity of her gratitude was unmistakable, and the cameras caught a blink and you miss it moment of Sophia blinking away tears, smiling with a mixture of pride and sisterly affection. This moment was not just about royal vulnerability, it was about strength, unity, and the undeniable human side of monarchy. Spain, like many countries with a royal institution, often sees their sovereigns through a polished lens, perfect smiles, rehearsed speeches, graceful bows. But here stood Princess Leonor, pulling back that curtain, inviting Spain to witness her humanity. The confession became a turning point in how Spaniards view their future queen. Social media exploded within minutes. Commentators, experts, and royal analysts were quick to applaud Leonor's bravery, calling it a defining moment in her journey toward the throne. But what made this moment even more powerful was how it contrasted with the image the world has known of Princess Leonor, a composed, highly disciplined, dutiful young woman born and raised to lead. Her rare public appearances had always been measured, diplomatic, and appropriately distant. This event, however, shattered that perception, in the best way possible. After the event concluded, Queen Letizia was seen embracing both daughters in a tight, emotional hug rarely shown in public. King Felipe, though ever the reserved monarch, placed his hand gently on Leonor's shoulder, a silent yet deeply meaningful gesture of approval. Insiders later revealed that even the royal staff, who are typically unfazed by protocol-breaking surprises, were moved by Leonor's honesty and the tender dynamic between the sisters. Royal watchers around the world have since been captivated not just by the confession itself but by what it represents. In an age where monarchy often struggles to remain relevant, where younger generations question the purpose of royal families, Princess Leonor has given the institution a new emotional anchor. Her moment of truth wasn't a weakness, it was her greatest strength. She showed that leadership in the modern world requires more than titles and duties. It requires vulnerability, authenticity, and connection. Infanta Sofía, for her part, has also seen her profile rise following the event. Her quiet strength, her unwavering support for Leonor, and her own poise during the moment have not gone unnoticed. Many now wonder how she will continue to support her sister in the years ahead, whether behind the scenes or stepping more into the limelight. One thing is certain: their bond has become a central part of Spain's royal story. Since the confession, Princess Leonor has reportedly received thousands of letters, messages, and fan tributes. From young girls who now see her as a relatable role model, to elderly citizens who praised her maturity and courage, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. Spain has seen monarchs come and go, but rarely has it seen a future queen who so boldly chooses to be seen not just as royalty, but as real. This moment marks a defining chapter in Leonor's path. And perhaps, it sets the tone for how she will one day reign, not from a place of untouchable formality, but from one of shared humanity. A queen for the people, shaped not just by her lineage but by her willingness to speak her truth, even when it trembles. The ripples of her words continue to echo not only through the palace corridors but across the hearts of an entire generation. For many young Spaniards, especially those growing up under societal pressures and expectations, Leonor's openness was more than a royal headline, it was a mirror reflecting their own silent struggles. Her decision to voice her vulnerability marked a cultural shift, reminding the nation that even those born into crowns carry invisible burdens. The impact of that moment goes far beyond monarchy. It's about youth, identity, and emotional resilience in the spotlight. Since the event, educators and mental health advocates across Spain have spoken out, praising the princess for normalizing conversations around anxiety and self-worth. Some schools even used her speech as a conversation starter during classroom discussions on emotional well-being. It's extraordinary to think that a single confession from a royal figure could inspire institutional discussions, but Leonor's words did exactly that. It wasn't just a confession, it was a catalyst. Infanta Sofía, meanwhile, has quietly emerged as a symbol of familial support, a reminder that even the strongest need someone beside them. In many ways, this moment deepened public affection for Sofía, who stood not in the shadow of her sister, but beside her, steady and genuine. Their bond, unfiltered and heartfelt, offered a glimpse into the private world of royalty so often hidden behind formality. The world continues to watch with newfound admiration, waiting for what Leonor will do next. Will she embrace this more personal approach to leadership? If this moment is any indication, Spain might just be witnessing the rise of a queen unlike any it has known before, one who leads not from above, but from among her people. Now the world watches and waits. What will Princess Leonor do next? Will she continue to open up and forge a new kind of monarchy, one based on transparency and emotional intelligence? What role will Infanta Sofía play in this evolving royal dynamic? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you believe Princess Leonor's heartfelt confession will change the future of the Spanish monarchy forever? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive royal insights and emotional revelations.